back. Let's do this. You know how it goes down. Based on the facts and the facts only. Alright? So you see right there what this is. This is the memo book. This is it. And you see right there, hook, line, and sinker. The key reason is, look where it starts. Look at the start date. Right? 7, whatever, 2008. And the end date, 9/8/2008. Boom. Let's go there. So the key thing is, one night, an officer, this officer was posted at 2-1. And the relief officer comes up to him and they start talking. And he said, yo, man, what you gonna do? They coming at you with this and that. He said, that's okay. I got everything documented in my memo books. Meanwhile, the 124's doors open and there's a sergeant sitting right there on the 124 desk. All right? He's watching the cameras. So basically, he eavesdrops on the conversation. All right? So the officers are talking about in reference to, what was documented, and how long he was documenting. Make a long story short, at the end of the relief, and the officer walks off, all right? The relief officer walks off. The sergeant calls the 2-1 officer inside, and he says, yo, you better turn in those memo books, or they gonna fire you. He said, for what? What was the probable cause? They had no probable cause, actually. They wanted for review. Review of what? Review of what? Now, you got to understand, as officers, we stick together in this. So, when they came up with this, we need your books, yada, 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 it's nothing to go and ask other department senior officers, that's visiting, such as corrections, such as NYPD, even the sheriff department. Doesn't matter. Just, what do you do in this type of situation? And they're like, they want your memo books. You know what that is? They want to redact all the information in there. They searching for something. Did you do anything? No. Okay. Did they order you? No. Wait for the order. Don't turn it over. Because you turn it over, there's something there, they're going to redact it. All right? Moving forward. So now, the sergeant basically took that information, all right, and he scattered it to, the powers that be. Next thing you know, here comes the captain the next day, and she's saying, we need your memo books. For what? Oh, for review. Okay. Okay. But the officer never turned them in. It's not like it was intentional, but the officer just didn't turn them in. Like I said, the officer then went and asked the other officers, what to do, and they told him. It was then I got it mixed up a little. But yet still, she says, she kept coming up to him to his post. This is a point of harassment. If you're supervision in the whole 9 yards, and you gave the officer a directive in the whole 9 yards, you just give him the directive, that's it. And then you give him an order, and that's it. Period. You need your books, turn them in, as ASAP. Period. The officer has a right to say for what, because they're his property now. They're closed memo books. All right? What's the problem in that? They have to have a probable cause, basically. She's saying, it's for review. Review of what? Of what? What are you searching for? Okay? Basically, after that, she comes up with a document the next night or two and hands over the document, written document, contract, stating that they're requesting all the officers' memo books for review. So the officer's like, okay, not a problem. Got to go searching for them. Why? I don't know where I put them at. Got to go searching for them. Oh, what we gonna do? We gonna do what? You're not saying what it's for, but yet still you want to use your powers and your authority on the color of office, on the color of law, on the color of authority. All right? You know what color means, right? You know what the color means? It's bullshit. Let's go there. It's bullshit. It's an assumption. That's what it is. We're assuming something is wrong. So let's move forward. Bingo. They never get the books, right? Yet still they proceed with their actions, all right? Because the simple fact the book had the recording of an incident that occurred in the parking lot, all right, on July 17th. And when it was recorded, the supervisor seen it and was still scratching the book and saying like it's going nowhere. Really? You're a supervisor. Aren't you supposed to report that? You're a supervisor. You're a public employee of the city of New York. Aren't you supposed to report that under Mayor Executive Order number, 16? You failing to do that? Is that what you failing to do? Under signed contract agreement of employment? Not a problem. It's already written down. It's already a contract here. No problem. All right, let's move forward. So, make the long story short, old boy turns up the heat. He's harassing the officer in and out. The officer is steady putting all this information in these memo books. All right? We want him, make him do this, make him do that. All right? Discriminatory actions. You're targeting harassment in the workplace, making it a hostile work environment. Not a problem. Not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because everything's in paper. You're going to send me here? Let me write it on this. Let me write it on that. Okay, not a problem. So let's move forward. We come to the point of them wanting to take the officer to 40 Rector, right? For time and attendance charges, right? That's in this memo book that the probationary assistant director caused. This is why they need the book to make it disappear. All right? Because what this book shows his actions a violation of Title 18 U.S. Code 242. All right? The privatization of right and privilege under color of law, under his authority. He uses authority. Then we got U.S. 42, which is the privatization of rights and privileges, right? On the injured side, the individual is coming to work. He paid for his privilege, but yet still here's somebody who want to abuse their authority, and I'm gonna deny you this. You have nothing to do with the signed contract agreement. How you gonna deny a person? People come to work to work. They don't come to work to be harassed. What's going on in your household, keep it in your household. Don't bring it to the work environment. That's the deal. But see, you had this guy who was a narcissist who basically would just harass people at will. And then you had an administration who basically will let them just do what they want to do. No biggie. Now I learned. Get that public office bond. Yeah. Get that. You want to do that? This is how you get them. When they want to harass you and bully you, go after that public office bond. All right? Snatch them out of public office. Why? This guy, he bragged about doing over 50 people. He bragged about it. If they all would have went after his public office bond, he'd have been out. Except for the administration who failed to follow their corporate compliance policy and their personnel rules, regulations, and guidelines. All right, where in the personnel rules regulations, what is it, 5.2.3? As a probationary employee, any actions of gross misconduct, he's supposed to be terminated. He did that he's on probation for a full year, yeah, and he did this within 3 months, yeah. All right, he got hired in April 2008. This is a book saying 7/2008. An incident occurred. He was supposed to have been out. This is where they say you got to use what they use against you back against them and hold them accountable under their oath of office. And on that note, I'm out. Later.